YouTube, what is going on? It is your boy Manu here, aka Mr. See It Before It Happens. And today, fellas, I'm bringing to you another LCQ game. Again, this is part of the $1 million prize tournament hosted by EA Sports, aka the Madden Championship Series. And this is going to be my last game of the LCQ, and it's going to come against a belt winner and MBG. You know, the guy that carried Henry and West to the belt. Shout out to MBG. He got the job done. And honestly, though, he's always been a really good player. So coming out, when you guys are approaching your first drive, again, you should have some idea of already what you want to call. Again, your first play call should be really something that, you know, is capable of beating many different coverages. Either that, or you should just be kind of getting a feel for what the defense is running here. So again, I usually like to start off, and if you guys saw my last video with, I really love the streak play with like the corner on the flat, because again, be cover 2 for a touchdown. The corner out pulls out the deep half. Then again, I got a nice little flood concept over here. Again, you know, if they have only one sideline defender, again, we have 2 people attacking the sideline. So again, they're gonna have to choose high or low. But here, what I see here, again, you should always be reading the coverage post snap or after the play, and what I saw there was match coverage. I think it was match coverage. I'm not 100% sure, but you know, anytime you see like a delayed type of man coverage, whereas, you know, it's not straight up man-to-man where at first it's like, okay, there's no way it's man-to-man, but you see them at the last second kind of man up. That's what I call delayed man coverage, aka match. That's how I've always described it. So based on the first play, again, I saw that he was in match. So again, I'm still trying to feel him out. And, you know, so I'm going to call a play here that, again, beats multiple coverages. Again, this is one of my favorite plays in bunch. Again, just a great way to space the user out over the middle of the field. Great versus blitz, great versus match. Because, again, match is essentially delayed man coverage. So you want to think, okay, what would beat man coverage? The only difference is, again, versus match, you sometimes want those. You want to make sure you have like an outside pull route or an outside streak to push back the deep blues. So the quarter has something to match to. That's really the only difference. As long as you have that, then it's really, again, you want crossing routes at different depths. And that's what I have here. I have this mini slant coming over the middle with the crossing route. And again, just look at the spacing between the slant and the crossing route. And again, he blitzes me here. He sends 5. Again, this play is also great versus blitz. Again, it's just going to be impossible for him to guard both of those routes. Now right here, you know, I get to a first and 10 of the 31, and nothing's there. And again, it looks like he's running a little bit of match coverage. And sometimes you just got to say, F it, EA Sports, and you want to scream Wesley. Again, he's in the finals right now of, you know, the last tournament of the year. Again, he's known for getting outside the pocket and throwing some risky passes. I mean, so what I do is you just scream Wesley, and guess what? It increases your chance, or just decreases your chance of throwing a pick by 3 times, and you see it again there. Again, I feel like when I shout that out, I just never get picked. Now, when you get inside this 5, guys, you want to make sure you have a power back, somebody that can truck, so that you can do stuff like this. So you can hit that dive. You want to be able to snap the ball, just do this, and run somebody over with your running back. Again, that is the key to success in the red zone. Now here on this first play, again, honestly, I haven't played bunch in so long. So here, again, he just super lasers me here. But on that first drive, you really just got to be paying attention to, okay, what route combos does he like? What is he calling in certain situations? And you want this to be a long drive. So later in the game, you know, you can play to full-on stop somebody. Because, again, people are going to come back, you know, to a play that works later in the game, you know, especially at a high level. Again, you guys are going to hear this term hybrid coverage a lot from me here. But here, again, I just ran with the slot receiver myself. I kind of had, you know, this is why I loved, you know, dollar man align so much. Not dollar man align, but just dollar press. I didn't run a baseline. So I could kind of disguise, you know, who I was manning up on that bunch side. And again, I love manning up that outside bunch receiver because, again, that outside wheel is just killer. So I like to have him manned up. And it does a good job as well as defending the double post route, which is really effective. And when you see somebody audible to bunch tight end, you got to be looking for them to roll out. So I am going to blitz 7 here, just to 1000% prevent the rollout. And that's something I would like to do for a really long time. When I know somebody loves to roll out with their quarterback, sometimes you gotta mix in blitzing that outside corner and make them uncomfortable for the next time they try to call a rollout play. Again, they're gonna second guess themselves. When I see somebody audible the trips, again, I'm expecting kind of slant and post. You know, that's always what the play call is here. So you see me man up his outside receiver, and then have my outside cornerback on the outside flat, and I drop both my safeties into 5-yard hooks. And to play that slant, and again, he just escapes up the middle on us there. And this huge 4th and 4 comes up, and again, I don't take credit for these guys. Like I said, when I'm in these big play calling situations on offense, again, something comes over me. You know what I'm saying? I get these voices, and it's just like the deep middle is gonna be wide open. I was saying like, whoa, like it's fourth and we really gonna take a shot here? I'm saying, and you know what I'm saying, and then the voice is just gone. You know what I'm saying? It's that the alter ego. You know, it kicks in. You know what I'm saying? This is not me playing in this situation. Something comes, it just takes over me. You know, that alter ego. And again, the last name before it happens, the first name, see it. And here, again, I didn't really call this play that much this game. But again, I'm expecting him to, you know, kind of protect underneath the, you know, he's been calling a lot of that match, and, you know, match does a great job of protecting underneath, and that's 94 speed Hester. And again, that was not me playing on that play. Again, it comes over me. Again, if you guys want to experience that, when you're just in those big play calling situations, you want that alter ego, something to just subconsciously take over, and you're going to be confident to like, I'm scoring a touchdown here on the biggest play. TheManAcademy.com. You will develop that alter ego. You're going to see it before it happens. I'm here to that big 3rd and 2. You know, again, I love to man up the slot receiver here because he's always running that crosser and post. And again, he's going to hit me with a corner route here. And we're going to pay close attention to that. So again, he's popped us so far. Again, that crosser and hitch. And he went to a corner route in a big situation there at a bunch tight end. So that's something to keep in mind, you know, for later in the game. And I feel like as I'm learning more and more, again, that alter ego is going to kick in. Utilizing some match, because match is really effective versus those corner routes. So again, if you're struggling, you know, to protect against those corner routes, maybe they're even getting over your zone drops, make sure to mix in some match, because, you know, they're going to have to completely alter their play call. Like, how you play call versus match is a lot different than how you play call versus, you know, a normal stock coverage. So you definitely want to make sure to get match in your game. And here I get him to a big 3rd and 11, and again, people love to attack underneath there, those running back wheels. So here, again, I kind of dropped down my safeties. I should have put them on. I was hoping to put them on 5 and the blitz would come in. But again, the blitz really didn't come in there. So the 5-yard, he was able to get it past my 5-yard safety. Again, I was expecting the running back wheel. That's why I did that. But the blitz did not come in there. So it did not work. So again, when people are in those situations, 3rd and 10, when they just need yards back, they're going to go to those double wheels play. So it's something to look out for later in the game. Go back to that cover 2 zone, and really I should be, again, I feel like this is lack of repetition. So again, here I got to know that, you know, when people go to tight slots, you got to be thinking of, okay, when you're playing this versus this formation, what are the best routes in this formation? You know, what are the go-to routes? And when somebody's in the red zone and gun tight, it's going to be those wheel routes. So I got to look to have that route manned up for next time. Again, right here, I love motioning out my outside bunch receiver on a streak on this crossing route play, because a lot of times the outside quarter will not play, or will play the crosser route really well, even if we have the streak pulling back, like that strong safety. So you need the pull route on the outside to completely pull back the outside quarter, because again, the outside quarter is supposed to protect, you know, the deep outside. But again, if you have your guy in tight and then you have him on a streak, again, he's not going to push back the outside quarter, because again, he's too far inside. Now here, right before half, and again, the voice, it just comes over me. Every time I call this play in this game, it was a touchdown. And that's the K. Dillon play right there, man. That guy's a mastermind. But again, this is just good situational play calling. Really, it's just understanding kind of what people like to do typically in those situations when, you know, there's no timeouts left, 45 seconds. Again, I'm expecting him to protect the sidelines, and that's what he does right there. And people always say, you know, offense is always, you know, they're looking at reads and route combos, and that's the most visual aspect of the game. And a lot of casuals will pick up on it, but they're not going to pick up on. You're going to hear this word from me a lot on this channel. And that's anticipation, knowing what somebody's going to do before they do it, kind of situational play calling. And here we're going to get creative here on defense. And again, I'm expecting the tight end slant and pulse. When you see trips and they motion over, that's kind of what you got to expect. And here, again, he called a really unique play. I've never seen anyone run this out of trips tight end, so that was a good play there by him. So I'll have to remember that for later in the game. And here, he's really just going to get 3 out of this situation. Again, there's really nothing for you to throw in a situation like that. Again, we get him here to another big 3rd and 4. And he's going to hit us with another play we haven't seen yet. So this is a good play from him. So again, I had my slot cornerback man up onto his middle receiver, because again, that middle receiver, it's going to be running, you know, a lot of corner routes and crossing routes. They do a great job of getting in between zones, so that is a route that I do like to have, you know, manned up. You know, I want that route bracketed, you know, with a man and have like a zone supporting it. But again, great play there by him. I haven't seen that play yet from again here, 3rd and 2. Again, we got to watch underneath here, and I have this running back crossman here, expecting this running back wheel. Again, he's still able to get it in time, and that's on me. You know, I got to know that. You know, I got to have a hook zone over there to defend that wheel route. You got to have like a hook zone and a guy manned up on the same side to defend that wheel route. So, biggest play of the game so far. And again, I gave this up again. And, you know, anytime somebody is in tight, again, you really got to watch those slot receivers. So, I really got to have him manned up, you know, when he does that. And we're going to go back to old reliable. It's a lot of blitz 5 from this guy and a lot of match coverage. And again, you can't blitz 5 versus this. That's just phenomenal spacing. Again, it's not like I even have to make a great read. There's like 15 yards of space, 20 yards of space between my main targets on that play. And again, you're going to see me, this is another one of my favorite plays. So again, I've attacked, you know, the lone side part of the field a lot in this game. You know, with a underneath drag, you know, a crosser going high. So I feel like he needs to allocate resources to that part of the field. So again, I'm going to look to hit another part of the field on the opposite side with the corner route and the out route underneath. Again, the biggest thing when you're developing an offense is just making sure, you know, you have the ability to attack these different parts of the field at different depths. You know, you can't just attack the sideline. You have to attack the sideline short and have the ability to attack it deep. Again, one of the biggest plays of the game right here. And this is one of my favorite plays down in the red zone by far. Again, that crossing route, it does a good job of running across the back of the end zone. And you can throw it early a lot of times before the deep blues. And that curl route I'm using is a really unique curl route. It gets over the hook zones will not play that curl route. So that's why I'm using that specific curl. It runs at a strange angle or a more outward angle, and the zones aren't able to defend it too well. So here again, I haven't played this game, you know, too much at all, so I'm kind of just freestyling, you know, down here. And I see other people run this concept, but I guess it's out of a tight formation. And I didn't expect my crosser to just stop like that. I was expecting him to keep running. Again, I didn't know he would stop. So that's a huge pick right there. I mean, people are going to say, you know, he's up 3 with ball. Well, I feel like at this point, you know, I have a good feel for everything he's going to call. And, you know, I'm going to feel confident about stopping certain plays. That's really all it is a lot of times is play recall, remembering what your opponent has been calling earlier in the game. And here, so I'm actually going to man align. So I made a slight adjustment. I like man aligning versus, you know, bunch tight end. Because, again, I can kind of disguise, you know, which defenders, which receivers I'm manning up. So, again, I'm going to be doing this here out of match as well. So I usually man up the middle receiver. Again, so I kind of mix up. So instead, I said I'm going to go and guard the middle receiver myself if he runs that crosser or corner route. But again, I really wasn't worried about the corner route because, again, I'm running match coverage, and that's really strong versus the corners. So, and again, he seemed to have some trouble versus the match, and he just threw up a I don't know what that is. And unfortunately for him, he doesn't know about the glitch that you got to scream out Wesley when you roll outside the pocket and throw it up like that. Like I said, when I do that, I'm almost never getting picked. Again, if he did that, I probably dropped that pass, but again, he did not know about that glitch, unfortunately. And so we're on a big money drive here. So, and I've been attacking the deeper portion of the field a lot. So again, you got to mix it up, which parts of the field that you're attacking. So again, I've attacked the deep portions with the crosser and those corner routes a lot. So I really like the flood play here because it does a good job of attacking the sidelines, the intermediate to short sidelines. And I know that he was worried about protecting deep, especially at this part of the game, where he really just is planning to not give up a touchdown. Again, I haven't hit him with this play really all game. Again, 3rd and 11, biggest play of the game. He hasn't seen this play yet. So again, every time I've motioned out my bunch receiver and I snapped it, it was verticals. So, and you see here, I'm going to pause it. He's dropping his outside cornerback into a deep, like 30 here. Because, again, I've done verticals a lot where, again, verticals is going to attack the deep 30 portion of the field. Or, again, that crossing route runs like 25, 30 yards. So you need to drop a flat zone back 30 yards to really stop that crossing route. Then I'll have, like, the tight end drag underneath. So he played good defense for verticals, the play that I usually call. And I kind of anticipated that. Well, I did anticipate that. That's why I called this play. And I had this mini crosser instead, which is going to get underneath the 30s. And with the flat on the outside, the lone side flat, again, it's going to pull these flats towards the outside. So I'm going to be able to throw this crosser before, the flats. And, I still had the backside drag to where there's a lot of spacing between this crosser and the slant. And that's huge when developing a play. Is this the spacing between your main targets? And again, he completely forgets about the tight end wheel here. And honestly, I haven't used a tight end wheel at all this game. But again, I knew that he would be setting up the stop verticals here. That's what I called most of the game. And again, it's just that anticipation factor. Again, they don't talk about them when they're talking about offense. We're going to talk about that a lot on this channel. And I really only have 2 plays left in this game. I'm going to go with a mini slant instead of that crossing route. Because again, I'm expecting him to be protecting deep here. Again, you got to understand the situation. And again, I know that crossing route is probably not going to be there. So I went with a mini slant instead and just got like half the yards there. So here, I do get repetitive. I will say, it's the red zone is tough. It's the spaces are so condensed on the field that I'm more limited as to what I can or what anyone can call in these situations. So again, I will say I can be a money play specialist down in the red zone, and I'm like, I really just hope you don't stop this play seriously, because there's not too many routes that get open down in the red zone. But here again, the cloud flats, whatever they did in one of these patches, these cloud flats are just running everywhere. Like that guy was running to see his wife in the first row. I don't know where that cloud flat, what he was thinking, but hey, I ain't mad at it. And as I always say, guys, that's a good game. That's my bro. And it's going to be that way forever. And guys, make sure, like, comment, and subscribe. Comment below, what do you think I should do next for gameplay? Or what would you like to see on this channel? What type of tips would you like to see? Let me know below.